You now have the floor. President.
No matter what they tell you, be positive. You are your own self-motivator. If anybody can motivate you enough to beat the odds, you must be the first person. Welcome to today's Spring Life and Health channel. So today we're going to talk about top 5 life hacks, life and health hacks from President Zelensky of Ukraine, a man at war. What can we learn from this man? The first one is that you should take charge of your life or be in control. One thing that makes people very stressed, or that brings a lot of stress on people, is the fear of the unknown and the fear of losing control. So whatever situation you may be facing today, if this president at war, a young man in his 40s, is able to take control of the nation in spite of being surrounded, then be in charge of your life. Don't let situations make you feel like you are not in control. Be in control of whatever situation you may be in. The next one is that communicate. As we can tell, President Zelensky has been releasing videos on Facebook, communicating with friends and with his nation, because by doing so, he is living out his aspirations. Whatever he wants people to do, he's telling people to do them through communication. So to communicate with people, you got all the tools that you can, like President Zelensky has been using Facebook. You got Facebook, you got phones, you got Twitter, you got Snapchat, and all those tools that you can use. So do not be hunkered down without talking to people, because speaking or communicating or connecting to people has a tremendous impact on your health, on your physical body, on your mental health. So the next life hack that we learned from President Zelensky is, after communicating, you have to surround yourself. This is the third one. Surround yourself with the people who love you. And this young President Zelensky is surrounded by his officials, by his army generals, and when he comes out to speak, and he's using his camera, you see the group of people he's surrounded by, the people who believe in his aspirations, people who believe in his dreams for Ukraine, are the people he has surrounded himself by. So surround yourself with people who love you when you are going through life's issues. This will also help in your health, because when you are sick or when you are battling any severe disease where you feel like you're losing the battle, if you are surrounded by the right people, not only will they bring comfort, but they will bring hope. And sometimes that in itself will help you make your body and your mind connect and bring healing to your body. The fourth hack from President Zelensky of Ukraine is stay positive. Imagine facing enormous risk of war with Russia. Before the war, this man went out saying that there's not going to be a war. He was constantly being positive, even though he had all the evidence. The US was telling him that, hey, you are being surrounded and it's imminent that the Russians are going to invade. What did he say? He didn't just run away. He was positive. He told his people, don't panic. We are going to be here. We don't think Russia is going to do it. However, he knew it could happen. That is speaking against the odds, speaking against the negative with positive. So be positive. Be positive in the face of negativity. Bring out the positive, because you can only win by saying positive. If you agree with negative, you just go down quick. So be positive in that situation you may find yourself in. No matter what news you hear, no matter what they tell you, be positive. You are your own self-motivator. If anybody can motivate you enough to beat the odds, you must be the first person. Because if they say it, it is good. If people tell you, be positive, people tell you positive things in the midst of negative things, it's good. But it is even better when your own ears hear those positive things from your own lips. it makes much more sense, because it means that your whole body, your whole being has agreed to the positive speech or positive information you are given, and your body will in turn begin to work out the positivity that you are projecting. So the faith life hack from President Zelensky's example is be reasonably afraid, but don't live in fear. And what do I mean by that? Being afraid is a nature that God has made everybody to have. It helps us to stay in safety. If you're afraid that fire will burn you, you don't throw yourself in fire. So being afraid is a good thing. But living in fear is debilitating. Living in fear puts you down. So it is good to be afraid. President Zelensky has shown that he's afraid of the bombs that are going out in Russia. He's not living out in the plane, he's hiding. That's the sense of being afraid that he could be killed. At the same time, he's not running away because he's living in fear. I mean, running away could potentially save him, but he has chosen to be there while he's taking matters into his own hands, trying to be safe. He's probably come to the conclusion that the worst thing that could happen to him is to be killed. Whether he lives today or not, eventually he's going to die. Why should he run away when he could be the person that mobilizes his nation to fight the Russians? So he's chosen to live there, not because he's not afraid. He is afraid of dying. But then he's chosen not to live in fear. And that's the key thing that many of us lack. So we can be afraid by trying to, run away from danger, trying to do the right things all the time, to try not to be burnt, try not to live our lives risky so that we catch diseases. You wash your hands, you go out there and you know that in a restaurant the next person sitting by you may carry a disease, they may spread it in the air, but you still choose to go out there. You are afraid, but you're not living in fear. You wash your hands, you wear your mask when necessary. You are afraid, but you're not living in fear. If you live in fear, then you will be kept indoors. You will not leave your house at all because of all the dangers out there, whether it is automobile accident on the highways, whether it is catching a disease in the air. If you live in fear, then you won't go out. But we all choose to go out knowing that we have a calculated risk. So you are afraid a little bit, but you don't live in fear. And today, that's a life hack we learned from President Zelensky. He is living his life being fully aware of the dangers out there in Russia, but he is not living in fear. He's afraid, he's not living in fear. Can you live your life that way? You may be afraid, taking all the risk out there, but you don't live in fear. You don't let fear put you down. You don't let fear prevent you from doing the things that you know you must do. These are the 5 life and health hacks from President Zelensky. The things that matter most to your life and things that matter to your health, these are interconnected. If you are able to beat the odds using these things, not only are you going to enjoy your life, but you're going to also be healthy, because your mental health will improve and your physical health will respond to your mental health. Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers.